You know, Olivia, I want to ask you about Mike Pence. He figured so prominently into the case that was made by the House managers. Donald Trump's now well publicized and well reported out indifference to his safety, to whether he lived or died. Why haven't we heard from Mike Pence?
Well, I think that you were looking at a calculation of Mike Pence and where he thinks he stands with the party and where his future is with the party, unfortunately. And, you know, I've got to say, I felt like I was grieving this weekend, Nicole, and I wasn't grieving just because I know that the GOP is in a really dark place and they're going to have a hard time coming back from this, if ever. But I was grieving for the legacy of what that acquittal of Donald Trump meant for the country in terms of national security, in terms of these movements and this hatred and this divisiveness. And the fact that that was a stamp of approval by these Republican senators that voted to acquit, and that this behavior, this type of, movement of these type of people is okay. And that to me was a really sad day. And I had hoped that Mike Pence would, seize the day and take the opportunity for leadership finally and say enough. And that McConnell would have come forward, instead of playing the Monday morning quarterback, so to speak, in terms of his speech and saying, yeah, he's guilty, but, I'm going to be self-interested and protect myself and not encourage the party to go with me. And that's just a really sad day for our country.
Let me read you something that Amanda Carpenter, who spent her career in Republican politics, but is now one of its harshest critics, wrote about Mike Pence. Over the coming months, the former vice president is going to spend lots of time speaking to and for the same movement that built up, supported, and defended the president who put a target on his back on January 6th. Aside from morbid curiosity, it's unclear why anyone would listen to what he has to say. Pence's strategic silence shows us that he's either unable or unwilling to stand up for his own health and safety. Why would anyone trust him to stand up for America? Fair?
It is fair. And I saw Amanda's piece, and you know what I thought of? I thought of a very, very close advisor to Donald Trump, who one day in the White House looked at me and said, Mike Pence will never be president because he is weak and he will not take a stand, and he doesn't have the guts and the conniving energy that it takes to become president like Donald Trump did. That says it all.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.